Hey guys, today we're taking a look at my new grinder, the Breville Smart Grinder Pro. And this is the new version of the Breville Smart Grinder, which has been out for, I want to say, at least 5 years now. I actually had my eye on that one for a while, decided not to get it because it was a little bit iffy as to whether it would be able to handle espresso or not. But this one came out just in time because I was about to finally buy a Burr Encore. But then I saw that this was out and it offered 60 grind settings versus the 25 that the previous version had. So that's the major upgrade here. There's some other slightly different features too. But this is, although it's a step grinder, it's considered to be a stepless grinder because when you adjust the grind, and I know you can't see the LCD screen here, but I'll zoom in on that later, but when you adjust the grind setting, although it gives you a number setting for what the grind size is, there are spots in between those numbers that aren't being indicated on the screen. So you can really adjust your grind between those 60 steps, which is what makes it stepless. So stepless grinders are better for a fuller range of grind sizes and usually indicate that you have a more heavy duty grinder. Anyway, this is a great value coffee maker. It's $50 more than the previous version. Again, the major difference is the number of grind settings, but also, and again, I'll zoom in, there is this doser where you can adjust the grind time, so down to 0.2 seconds. In the past version, it was where you adjusted the coffee strength, so you made it either weaker or stronger, and that in turn adjusted your dose, but you couldn't really tell how much additional coffee or how much coffee was being taken away from your final dose. So this is a little bit more accurate because it's based off of a time model instead of kind of arbitrary strength setting. So that is an improvement. You will see later though that it's kind of unnecessary because the grind time, even if you do the same grind time twice in a row, you'll get different weights of coffee. So the dose is actually not accurate even if you're using the same grind time every time. So I'll show that later on. One other additional change is the start button now offers a pause setting, so you could be in the middle of a grind and you can pause your timer, so your doser, and then you can resume it when you're ready. So this is good, say if you're trying to settle the ground coffee in your portafilter and just need to stop the grind for whatever reason, or pause it in this case. The past version, it was just a complete cancellation, so your grind would stop completely and you would have to start over. So it could technically have ruined your dosing if you relied on it. Otherwise, everything's the same with this middle button here. You can adjust the number of cups, so it just adds to the grind time here. And I think you can go up to, let's see, 12 cups. Yeah, 12 cups. And not sure how many shots. Basically, when you get into the espresso setting, and I know, again, you can't see this, so I'll talk about it later, but it changes from cup to shot. So let's just talk about pros and cons real quick. There is a 1-year warranty, which is always good. The grinder itself is really versatile. I mean, you've got these 60 grind settings, and then within the grinder itself, you can adjust the upper burr. So you can actually adjust it up to 10 more I think nine or 10 more different settings. So effectively, if you make the upper burr finer or coarser, you're getting an additional 60 grind settings. So in total, I think this grinder has about 600 different grind settings, which is pretty incredible for a $250 price tag. So the coffee grinder obviously has great value. It's easy to clean. There is no static buildup in the grounds basket, which is awesome. The Espresso Infinity Burr grinder that I had a lot of static buildup, jumping coffee grounds. It was a mess. It's very quiet, which I'll show you later, and it's intuitive, pretty easy to use. Has a slight learning curve, but you can get to grinding right away, and choosing the grind setting is not difficult at all. One of my favorite features is actually this removable grounds tray, I should say, and it is magnetic. So this isn't a new feature, this was on the previous version too, but that's cool. It also has a start button here, so you could stick your portafilter in to just start the grind right away. Or even your basket, you could stick it in towards the end, and I believe, yeah, you can probably push it far enough in that it gets it activated. And most importantly, it's fast and great for espresso. I was really thrilled about this in particular because I spent tons of time with my manual grinder trying to get the coffee ground finely enough for espresso, and since it was a step grinder, I never got the right setting. This allows me to really hone in on the right grind and do it quickly and efficiently. And I've been able to pull some great shots so far, which I'm going to show you later. And as far as cons go, I actually did break this on the first day, and that was pretty disconcerting. I mean, I don't think I broke it. I think it was a defective unit. I was adjusting the upper burr, and I called Breville up, and we did some troubleshooting. Turns out it was defective, so I had to send in the grinder, wait for a replacement. But so far, I've been using this for about a week and a half and haven't had any issues, even after adjusting the upper burr. So that's relief. The customer service was great and swift, and I didn't have to pay for the return, so that was also good. But that is something that I'm going to question from here on out, the durability of it. Is it going to break again? Will it last past that 1 year? Who knows? I really hope so, though. I'd say this setting, adjusting the grind time, is pretty pointless. And I don't know if I would say that's a con, but it's not a pro either. It's just kind of, it is what it is. I've also picked up a plasticky smell after grinding, which is pretty yucky and concerns me a little bit. I don't want any nasty plastics being leached into my ground coffee. The only plastic it really touches the coffee itself is in the hopper. I suppose the chute might have some plastic contact too, but off the top of my head, Breville makes products that the coffee doesn't come into contact with anything that isn't a BPA free plastic, which doesn't make it perfect, but still you can be a little bit more comfortable knowing that. This grounds basket, it says it has this airtight seal here, but it really isn't airtight at all. I just find it kind of annoying using this lid. I like to take off the lid and just weigh out my coffee, pour it into the hopper, and then grind it right into the grounds container. So the lid is kind of a nuisance. This lid isn't airtight either. Well, I guess it kind of is on the hopper, but again, I only grind what I need at one time. I don't keep the beans in here. It does have this cool lock feature, so you can change out your beans if you need to, but you have to keep in mind that there will still be beans in between the burrs down there. So it's not a perfect feature, but it's still pretty cool. And once again, the durability is questionable, but those are really my only complaints. I think the pros far outweigh the cons. So I'm going to stop talking now, and I'm going to pull an espresso shot and let you guys get a closer look at the LCD screen, as well as listen to how loud the coffee grinder is, and take a look at anything else you want to look at. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I mainly wanted to give you a look at the LCD screen here. It's currently set to grind size 11, which is in the espresso range. Again, I don't know how well you can see it, so hopefully this helps a little bit, but 9.8 seconds is the grind time. That can be adjusted over here, so it really doesn't matter. I mean, I'm pulling one shot of espresso and I weighed out 20 grams of coffee. So now we'll get to listen to it, and here we go. Okay, so you see the grind time ran out, so it stopped grinding. This is what the coffee looks like in terms of fineness for my espresso, but I'm not done here, so I'm gonna add the filter basket back. And by the way, it's set in the portafilter holder, and that is magnetic as well. So once you hear that noise, you'll know that it's done. And now I'm just going to level out my coffee, and I'll pull a shot so you can see that. The fact that I was able to get a great espresso on the 11th finest setting, and this isn't even the 11th finest setting, mind you, that speaks volumes to the range this thing has. So let me just show you what it looks like inside. So remember I was talking about how you can adjust it even further. Focus here. So this upper burr comes out with just a twist. So to unlock it, you turn it to the left. Okay, and then I just pull it out. So now, if we take a close look here, and maybe I'll use my brush, but it's pretty tough to see. But if you pull out this bar, you can see how it says coarse to the right and fine to the left. Well, if you pull out this bar, you can actually adjust the burr even further. So that's a little bit too tricky to do with one hand, so I won't show you how it's done. You can see that in some of the other videos that Breville has put together. But I have it on number 5, so that's right in the middle. So this can get even finer And the fact that it's only on the middle setting and I'm getting coffee that's fine enough for espresso at the 11th setting on the grinder LCD screen itself, that's pretty impressive. So this thing definitely exceeded my expectations. I haven't done anything with a coarse setting, but as far as drip coffee goes, it's been great. So once again, the Breville Smart Grinder Pro comes with this cleaning brush too, and then these two portafilter holders for different sizes. So I think that this is just about a perfect grinder. If the durability was a little bit better, then I'd probably give it even better score, but I'm very satisfied, and I'll hope to do an update soon to let you know how it held up. Thanks for watching.